All right, this is the Thursday evening edition of the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video weather for Weather Geeks on the 24th day of October, a week to go in the month of October, and plenty to talk about as we close out the month over the next several days. Before we get to the forecast details, just a few nice pictures today sent in to us on Instagram and Facebook and weather pics at wfmj.com. If you ever want to email us some great pictures, our email address, weatherpics, P-I-C-S, at wfmj.com. Thanks to Karen, who sent this picture of a beautiful fall scene in Buell Park, and Sharon, lots of leaves on the ground earlier on today. Right, kind of a mackerel sky at daybreak this morning. Some alto-cumulus clouds, very distinct in the sky this morning. Made for a great scene, and we got a few pictures of those alto-cumulus clouds, thanks to Alexa for that shot. And then the classic scene from overtop Lake Glacier from Fellows Riverside Gardens, showing the near peak foliage around Mill Creek Park right now. Thanks to Ken for the picture. Don't forget, if you follow me on Instagram, you can get all sorts of great weather pictures. Follow the Storm Tracker 21 account on Instagram as well if you are not already doing so. All right, wanted to review the last couple of drought monitor updates. We got a fresh one today, and I'm going to roll this forward. You're going to see the change from last week to this week. Notice, I'll roll this back and forth a few times. There's been some shrinkage of the moderate and severe drought coverage across a lot of the mid-Atlantic states, the Ohio Valley over the last week. Still some places in a pretty severe drought, especially down in Kentucky, Virginia, and into parts of the Tennessee Valley. But in parts of western PA and Ohio, a little less drought coverage on this week's update, thanks to the increase in the unsettled and wet weather that we've had of late. Speaking of unsettled and wet weather, boy, we've got a doozy of a storm across the middle of the country this evening, with showers and thunderstorms around Dallas up to Tulsa and into the Ozarks, and then, yeah, that's snow across the western Texas Panhandle. Early on this evening, snow has been accumulating. I've seen a lot of very wintry scenes across West Texas, and wow, what a front this is. It's 83 in Austin and 33 in Lubbock. Can you imagine that drive? A 50-degree difference over a handful of hours. That is a doozy of a front, and that's what's slowly oozing east. We're not going to see a big dramatic change like that around here, although I do think tomorrow will be noticeably cooler than today, thanks to the clouds. Winter weather advisories, no surprise, northern Texas into parts of New Mexico and a few counties in Oklahoma as well. That front is much weaker on the northern edge, and it's oozing through this evening. Tomorrow, we'll probably stay in the 50s instead of the lower 60s like we got to today. I don't think there's much rain being wrung out of these clouds tomorrow. Maybe there's a sprinkle or a shower. There's maybe a better chance of a few hours of chilly, steady rain up towards Erie, Jamestown, Buffalo, Rochester, the Finger Lakes. Down here, though, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot in the way of wet weather tomorrow. That's going to change, though, on Saturday. A dry start to the day Saturday, and then the rain pushes in. We started making these big forecast adjustments yesterday for Saturday. Earlier this week, we thought Saturday was going to be a nice day, but not so much now, as that high is slipping off to the east faster, allowing the moisture return to be faster. And so, yeah, it's going to start raining in the afternoon. And while we might get into this dry slot for a time Saturday evening, I think that dry slot will fill back in overnight Saturday night and early in the day on Sunday. So you'll see that dry slot and then more showers. Could even be a late night rumble of thunder with this late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Back edge of the steady rain may not be as late as 10 a.m., but sometime between, say, 7 and 10 a.m., we'll probably lose that steady rain, and the sooner the better, because it's a weekend and people want to do some things outdoors, including about 1,000, maybe 1,200 runners in the Youngstown Marathon coming up Sunday morning. Yours truly included in that. Mid-50s for kickoff at the Ice Castle as YSU takes on Western Illinois Saturday afternoon. Increasing chances for rain throughout the afternoon. Might even have to bump up these mid-afternoon rain chances with our next update as we get some fresh model data in. Just plan on a wet go of it in Youngstown and throughout the area Saturday afternoon into early Saturday evening. So for the Youngstown Marathon, it's an 8 o'clock start. For the half marathon, the full marathon, 8:15 for the 5K. And just be prepared to get at least a little bit wet if you're participating in this. I doubt we're going to see rain the whole time. I think the best chance for steady, impactful rain will be early on, towards daybreak, towards the start of the race. Maybe there's a shower or a sprinkle or a little drizzle later on in the morning towards 10, 11 a.m., but I don't think it's anything all that impactful. And it's not going to be that cold. It could be a cold, rainy day. This is going to be more like a mild late October rain with temperatures in the mid-50s. So some good news there. As far as how much rain to expect, here's a look at some of our medium-range modeling, including the GFS, the European, the GFS Ensemble. Amounts may approach an inch. I think that's reasonable. And at this time of the year, when we start talking about a pretty good slug of rain, it's always a good idea before that rain arrives to make sure that your storm drains and your gutters are cleared out of leaves, because if we get some downpours and up to an inch worth of rain over the course of 12 to 18 hours, you might have some minor issues with some roof damage if they're really clogged up and the water seeps into your roof. Localized flooding on your neighborhood streets, a possibility if those storm drains are full, or the storm gutters, I should say, are full of, storm drains is what I wanted to say, are full of leaves. So good idea while the weather is pretty benign on Friday to take care of that if you need to. And hey, there's Barney in the 6 to 10 day outlook. Purple across the middle of the country. This is a legit cold shot that's going to be felt in Denver and Dallas and St. Louis and Minneapolis. It's going to modify as it comes east, but boy, middle and latter portions of next week, unseasonably cold air invading a good chunk of the lower 48. I think we'll stay pretty close to average through about Wednesday, maybe Thursday, and then Friday and into the following weekend, the first weekend of November, which also is the end of daylight saving time that Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's going to be our chilly weekend. I suspect we're going to have a few days at least with highs no better than the 40s as we open up the month of November. That's it for tonight. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks. I plan on recording a fresh Wilhelm's Weather Why video this evening, kind of an in-depth video on a particular weather, science, climate topic. So look for that online this evening, and I'll see you on 21 News at 11 o'clock tonight for a fresh weekend forecast update.